Hello, Corrine here from Corrine Crafts. I hope you are well. Thank you for joining me on my craft channel today. Have I got a super exciting project for you? This is the project we're going to make today. Isn't that beautiful? Beautiful card, I hear you saying, but what makes it so special is we're going to create this gorgeous designed background. So we're going to use our, we're going to score it, we're going to add the glue, and then we're going to add our gilding flakes to almost create that pillow effect, that embossed background. It's really simple, but you're going to love how it's done. So effective. You're going to be able to change it to any design. If you've got embossing board, scoreboard, whatever you've got, you're going to be able to change the design to fit what you've got. So I hope you like that, and let's see how it's made. Do you ever start to make a card and you actually can't wait to get it made because you're really excited? Well, that's how I felt about this. So I'm going to just dive straight in. What it was I saw a card that had a background like this. I'll show you this. This is what we're going to make. So it's embossed, but it's also got gold gilding on. And I thought, I don't have any of that paper, but I want something that looks like that. So I set myself a challenge to try and make it. And as you can see, I succeeded. So I'm going to show you how I did it. So I've got a piece of card, 4 1/4 by 6 inches. So down the 6-inch side, I've scored at 3/4 of an inch. Now that's going to be an approximate size gauge. So what I've also got is I've got my scoreboard. So this is going to go off camera. And then I'm going to put my card on, and I'm going to start at this end. So what I want to do is, so you'll see I've got a black line down the centre that's at the 6-inch mark, because this is a 12-inch scoreboard. But that's just because if you try to line up a line here, that one there with a line, you can't tell which one it is. So a lot of demonstrators, you'll see, have a black mark on. I don't know whether there's some scoreboards that come with it, but we put the black mark on so that we can see when we're lining something up. So I'm just going to score from that one down to that one. Don't worry, the pencil mark will disappear. So there are 3/4 of an inch interval that way and 3/4 of an inch interval that way. So from there, I'm going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, and I'm going to put that one on there. And I'm going to come 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, that's still on the 4. So I know we're straight. And I'm going to come, and now this is where my 3/4 mark doesn't quite work, but it's absolutely fine because we can get rid of any pencil marks. So I'm just scoring. So I come across 1, 2, 3, 4. And then I'm just going to check 1, 2, 3. Yep, so we're still straight. So we're just going to come down that score line. So what we're doing is we're doing some embossing. So to there. So it's 1, 2, 3. Yeah, that one's on the 4th one. And I believe that one is. It's all right at this point because I've got pencil marks at the bottom to line it up, but lining it up quite accurately is key in a few minutes when we run out of score lines. So we can do that one. And we're just going in with the thicker end. Right, now I've got no score lines along here because it's run out. I have got here. So what I'm going to do is go 1, 2, 3, 4, which I showed you. That's there. And then I want to be 1, 2, 3, 4. Yep, that one's still in the 4th one. So I know I'm still parallel. And then I can just score down to there. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So I know my gaps are the same size. And I know 1, 2, 3. Yep, that one wants to just go there to keep it parallel. So I know it's not quite on that dot, but I can rub it out in a minute. I'd rather do it the 4 marks. So from there, 1, 2, 3, 4. That one's there. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, you see, I've gone wonky. There's 4. Look, 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, I'd gone a little bit wonky. So I can come here, right up at the top corner, look. So we can carry on doing that. Again, 1, 2. Oh, I hope you can see that. I just suddenly realised. I hope you can. If I just bring that down, you can see. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that one wants, that score line wants to go there. I'm going 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, there. So I've got no pencil marks now, so I'm just using my scoreboard to show me that my lines are parallel. There we go, there's the fourth one. There. And then here, and I know these gaps are all the same size because they're 4 scores along. 1, 2, 3. So you can do it any width you want. If you think these are a bit too close, you can just go a little bit wider. And then we're nearly there now. 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh, I've lost track. 1, 2, 3, 4 there. If that runs straight down, yep. I think I can get one more in. 1, 2, 3, 4. I'm sort of using the feel rather than the sight because it's hard to see. So that's 4. So that line, that last score line wants to line up there. And then I can do one more in here. There we go. So now I have got my score lines all the way across. Don't worry about the pencil marks. If you want to get rid of the pencil marks, I can just, this is actually my sticky stuff remover, but it actually works quite well as an eraser. There we go. Right. The other thing I've done is I've got an anti-static bag and I've just rubbed over the top of that with my anti-static bag just to make sure there's nothing sticking to it. Then I've got a quickie glue pen. You've probably got lots of these in different types. And I'm just going to tap it to make it go. So I'm just doing it on top of this pink so I can see. So if you actually look on top of that pink ink, I can see there's some glue. And all I'm going to do is tap and run. Now you might need, I had to do a couple of coats when I did this. So I'm just tapping it on first time down, I'm tapping it and then I'm just running my pen, glue pen, down that channel. Just tap it to get the glue flowing and then run down the channel. I can see the glue's flowing and then just spread it out. You might have different brands of glue pen, but I just find the quickie glue pen, any of the glue pens, the glue comes on as blue and dries clear, or I think there might be some that do pink and dry clear, then that'll work. So all I'm doing, I don't know if you can see, I can just see on here that I've done up to this one, it's just wet. So bear with me, I'll speed it up, but this is all I'm going to do along here, is just add the glue and there. So I'll stop talking and then I can speed it up. So now I think I've got glue in all those grooves. I'm just going to get a piece of black card so that we've got something, a contrast for you to see. So actually, no, I got myself, I can take that off there. I've got a better way of doing that. Just hold on. I've got a craft mat. And again, on the craft mat, what I've done is I've gone over it with my anti-static bag, just to try and stop it there gluing. Now, what we want is either some Gilding flakes, or I've got some sheets of gold flake. And I'm actually going to do it with these sheets to begin with. But this will work exactly the same with the Gilding flakes. I just like this. Now, I'm sure this isn't a technique I've made up, but I like to think it's nothing that I've really seen before. It's just a bit exciting, isn't it, when you suddenly think of a way, of a technique that you might not have seen before. It just really is. Right, now some of that glue might be starting to dry a little bit too quick, so you can see it's not sticking in some of the channels, but that's fine. Like I say, you might need to do a couple of goes, and it doesn't look anything until you buff it up, so don't worry about all the extra bits. So so it's coming on here. I'm just going to, so I'm using my finger to push it down into that sort of that gully, that channel. Now, the great thing is, I'm doing this on straight lines. You could do this any design you want. You could do a pattern. So if you've got an embossing, like an embossing board that you like, go draw it with your embossing board and then just trace the embossed shape with your quickie glue pen. You can do whatever you want. So yeah, it's a really, really versatile sort of technique. So you can see some of them, it's not sticking in so well. I'm not concerned about that. Like I say, I think you need to do a couple of runs. This gold leaf is lovely. I don't remember where I got this from. It was one time when I was crafting for TV. The company I was working for gave it to me for something and I can't remember what it was now. So all I'm doing is just running it down the channel. Try not to get your fingers on the glue before the gold leaf gets on, because then you'll find it does, obviously your fingers take a lot of the glue off. So if you can just, like I say, if you've just got gilding flakes, that'll work equally as well. So let's just do down this last bit. There we go, right. So I can see there's a couple of little bits just here. So what I'm going to do is I've got one of my little sponges. Any sort of sponge would work. So what you want to do then is just have a look at where it's not caught. And then you can just go back in with your pen, your quickie glue pen, and add a bit more glue. Like I say, it doesn't hurt to have to do 2 coats at all. You're going to get a much better look. Oops. And try not to do what I just did and flick your paper when you've got gilding flakes on your desk. Otherwise, they all blow everywhere. Remember to keep tapping your glue pen, because that's what gets the glue flowing. Oh, right, let's go over it with my blouse, or my shirt, whatever you want to call it. It's quite important to go right to the end, because I think that makes the difference. Now, if you jump out the tracks, don't worry, I'll show you in a minute how you can put it right. It's not a problem. You see, that's picking it up much better on the second run. Don't know why it does, it just picks it up so much better on that second run. Let's put some down here. And a bit more up here. And I love this. It's so tactile to have those grooves full of absolutely gorgeous gold effect. So then just take your sponge and brush it off. Like I say, if you've got your anti-static bag, you can always go back in, put a bit more on, and that'll help you to eliminate any static. There we go. Now, just there, look, you can see a little bit of glue must have jumped. So I'm taking my sticky stuff remover. There we go. And that got rid of that, didn't it? And just here, it's not as neat as I would have wanted. So I'm just using my sticky stuff remover. There's always a link to those. But there you go. How about that? Look at that. So it's, you can see that's the deboss. Isn't that absolutely beautiful? Embossed gilding flakes. Right, I'm just going to pick up these bits and then I'll be right back. Lesson I've just learned: gold leaf is even more delicate than gilding flakes, if that's possible. Okay, so next I want to make a topper. So I've started to cut some bits out. So this is a 3-part die, and I've spent ages this afternoon going through so many of my bits and pieces to try and find where this came from, and I've no idea. So it cuts out a matte layer, then it cuts out a frame. So that will sit on there. So you've got perfect matte layer. I've been careful because there's a few little bits in there that I want to reuse. And then the third piece is to cut out all of these lovely little bits. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to flip that over. And I'm just going to poke out the last little bits. And then we're going to build it up. I've got one finished, so I'm only going to do a little bit of it just to show you. So just poking those out so that they're roughly where I need them to be. Only roughly, because I know I can... oh, they're gold ones. It's the pink ones I want to keep. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put some glue on the back of here. So like I said, any sort of lovely dies that you've got, floral dies, outline dies, if you've got some paper piecing dies, this would work. Very often we paper piece with black, but how about paper piecing with gold? It looks so effective. So just putting my glue on the back of here. And then that fits on here with a little bit of a border, just like that. See, that's the way it goes. And then all I'm going to do, you saw my little piece of scrap. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to these lovely brushes that I got the other week, and I've got some pink ink, and then all we're going to do is we're going to take these and I'm going to work out where they go. So that one goes, no, that one doesn't go there, that one goes there. So I'm going to hold that, and then I'm going to get my brush, so that's the centre, and I'm just, hopefully you can see, just add in a little bit of depth in the centre. So we're going to glue into there. Oops, where did that go? That one there. And I'm just going to pop it into there. I'm going to change tweezers because I prefer these type. So this is my next one. And I know which way that one goes around. So let's just get a bit of pink. And then we can glue onto there. And then put that one in. So you can see I'm putting the dark colour in the centre of the flower. So this one, I think, is that one? Yep. So hold it at the other end. Little bit of pink. I can really control it with those small brushes, can't they? Ever so soft as well, which I really like. Put that there. If you feel like you need a little bit more ink, you can always go back in, because it will brush off the gold. So you can see we're building up. See if I can see this one. Where's this one gone? I've lost it. I have lost it. Is it that one? I don't think it is. Don't think. No, that one's not there. Oh, here it is. Found it. So let's just come in with pink down at the base, just that end, and then a little bit of glue just there. And that will go just like that. And all you need to do is you just need to keep building it up just like that until you've got that. Can you see how we're going? Isn't that super effective? And all those bits, I think I'm going to put those to one side and make sure I do that one so that I've got another topper ready for another day. So look at that. Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? Let's clear away some of these bits. Move that bit out of the way. Now, the other thing I did, and I showed you this technique the other day, is about using your outline dies to create matte layers. So what I've done on this is I've laid it down onto some card. I've drawn round the outside edge, and then I've cut it out. So that makes it fractionally bigger than the matte layer. Look, just like that. So we can then glue that one onto there. I could do that with my tacky glue, but I've got this one in my hand, so I can do that. Excuse the tatty background of this. I stuck foam pads on it by mistake a few minutes ago, which I had to quickly pull off. Just made the back a bit tatty. And that's going to go onto here. Press that down. There we go. Where's my spot? I've got cloth. I've got more cloths on the go than I know what to do with. I'm just going to turn that over and press that in. There we go. Isn't that absolutely spectacular? Isn't that absolutely gorgeous? I wish I could tell you where that came from, but I don't know. But I do know where this came from. I've got a sentiment. It just says, hello. Now, this is one from one of my old signature collections. So that's my handwriting on there. So I love this. It really makes me quite excited when I'm able to do this. So we can pop that on there. Now, straight away, I'm thinking I've introduced black and there's nothing else. So it does stand out a little bit, but it'll all make sense. So I've got my diagonal piece. I've got some gold, so that's going to mat on to the gold. Let's do that now. You've got to be careful. I'm matting onto a coated cardstock, so I need to use my tacky glue. I don't want to use a solvent-based glue. It goes like that, and that can go on there. There we go. Just move this out of the way so they're not distracting. It goes just like that. Then I have just made myself a card base. All I did was I took a piece of black card, A4 card, I cut it in half, just cut it in half at like 14.5 centimetres and scored one piece and stuck them together, and then I just trimmed it down to the size I wanted. So I'm going to stick onto that a piece of pink, so it's exactly the same pink as I've used in the flower. I should have taken out the centre and I've not. That's very remiss of me. Now this, as you see, we've now introduced the black. So we've now brought that colour in so that all the colours are working together. If I didn't bring in either a black matte layer, or a black card base, then that black writing to me would jar because there was nothing else. You know, it was just sitting on its own. Now, I could go gold onto the pink, but I think it looks nicer to put the white on. We've talked about this on lots of mine. I do like the white layers, and what I just use a white basic card. I don't use anything fancy, and that's going to go on there like that. So I'm just going up or down, whichever way you want to say, in about 1/8 of an inch. There we go. So this one's going to go on here, but I think it would look better with some foam tape. So out comes the 6-2 roll. Just keeps going, doesn't it? Just keeps going. It's amazing stuff. Right, let's cut a piece off, and then I can do one. If I was doing lots of layers with foam, I would cross hatch it so that we had each layer had the foam going in a different direction. It would give you more support and stability. So yes, I just think about that one if you're doing multiple layers. Let's put that one there and that one there. There we go. Take this off. 1, 2, 3, 4, all the way off. Let's move that out of the way. A little bit of wet glue on there. That just gives me a chance to move things round, and then I can put that on there. Look at that. Looks gorgeous, doesn't it? And it's so tactile. I really do like this. Now, I have put foam pads on the back of here. It's a tatty piece of tape. Don't need to see that. Now, you could be using this for any occasion, and this could work with, you know, anything you wanted to add a touch of gold or whatever colour gilding flakes you've got. I've gone gold. You don't have to. I'm just going to put my hello there just so I can see. I'm going to pop that one just there. Then I'm going to get my hello. I did start out with a bigger piece of white card, and then sometimes I think cards don't quite look right if you've got too much white space. So I just cut it down a little bit. Just want to bring that so they almost overlap. Look at that. Isn't that gorgeous? Now, you could stop there, but you know I'm not going to, don't you? You know I'm not going to. I'm just going to get a couple of my smallest black gems. Again, just to make sure we've given it a reason for that black. Is that enough? I think it is. 4. I know we don't normally do 3s and 5s. Let's see if I can get one more on, because we like 3s and 5s, don't we? Let's put one there. There we go. And then I can bring that one down to there. There we go. Yes, that's it. Space them a bit better. And that is it. How about that? So we have made our own embossed background. I Love that. And it's even more special for the fact that I've made it myself. I hope you like that. That was a little bit of fun from me for today. If you have a go, especially if you decide to do different designs in the background, please share them. I'd love to see that. And doesn't the black, it doesn't look out of place, does it? Because we've got black as the gems and the background. So it's all about working out your colours. So until next time, I hope you enjoy your crafting. I hope you have a lovely time. Please share any of your makes, and please don't forget to click on any of the links in the description below. So until next time, happy crafting, my friends, and I'll speak to you soon. Bye for now.